This week on Media Delta, Hanna-Barbera's Pac-Man. For when Pac-Man fever turns to Pac-Man pneumonia. Hello and welcome to another episode of Media Delta. This is going to be an interesting one, because today we are talking about a oldie, actually one of the first video game related, uh, media kind of cross event things. Because in 1982, there isn't a whole lot to make like shows of. We're talking about the Pac-Man cartoon today, and that is a thing. It's made by Hanna-Barbera, which says a lot right there, actually. Um, I know we've already done a Hanna-Barbera thing with Pirates of Dark Water, but this is not like the Pirates of Dark Water. No, no, it's not. And I'm not the only one who watched this. So please introduce yourselves in alphabetical order.
Ooh, hello, my name is Donut. You can follow me at Donut Secret or some shit. This is terrible. I hate this show. Watch Charge Man Kin instead.
I'm Coolio, and I definitely do not want to chomp your balls.
I'm Torpid Typist, and I'm here for the most perfectly round show I've ever seen because every fucking corner's been cut.
Yeah,
Aha!
yeah, little slices taken out of it, just like Pac-Man. So yeah, this was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Have you seen Scooby-Doo or not? No, not Scooby-Doo. Have you seen the Flintstones? You know that kind of formula? Yeah, it's this.
Everyone loves the Honeymooners.
Yeah, it's that. It's there. Hanna-Barbera had such a formula going down with its shows that this was basically just another one of these. So there's not a whole lot to talk about. There was 2 seasons of this. In total, there were around
Somehow.
42 episodes of this.
Jesus Christ.
Now I believe that's 42 like 42 like stories. Usually there were, because each one is like 13 minutes long, so they were combined into 2. But still, that's a lot for a garbage show. But we'll get into that. But yeah, this is probably going to be a short episode because we're not going to have a whole lot to talk about. So, Donut, or I should say, we are gonna just go round robin and just say what we kind of felt about the show. Though we've kind of already we've already established that a little bit. But Donut,
I'll try to be.
what were your impressions of the show?
Oh, Jesus. I like the phrase that Kenny Lauderdale used, which is where, as I was watching the show, it started to feel like tiny little paper cuts were forming across my brain and just sending me into some form of a seizure. It was awful. The animation, terrible. The premise, horrifying. There's so much gore. It's disgusting. That baby ate right. Power pellets are an equivalent of cocaine. This is not a show for children. For anyone. Burn
Yeah,
this. Burn it.
uh, yeah, because basically, yeah, I- it's like if you've played Pac-Man 2, you kind of get the gist of the world, except Pac-Man 2 actually had human people, like humans in it, and Pac-Man were the only thing. Just imagine if it was the other way around, where basically everyone was a pack person. Kind of like how, like the Flintstones, like there were a lot of dinosaurs around,
There's so
uh,
many pack people and they're so horrible in their own unique ways.
and they're all
Just
voiced by Frank Welker.
all of them. And like they never stay consistent. Sometimes they're Pac-Man, sometimes they're their own characters. When they get eaten, they deflate. I don't understand that. They just deflate and it's awful until it
Yeah,
just ooze.
yeah, they just get bummed. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing that they look like they just get in, they just get really bummed out.
Oh no, somebody that ghost chomped me. Oh no. Like
Like, oh, like,
sir.
oh man,
I'm
eat.
so sad. I got
It's like one of those commercials about someone having chronic depression or ED. Either one.
Yeah,
Pick your poison.
yeah.
It's the same thing either way.
Yeah,
God, and the
yeah,
oh, go on.
you need your power pellets.
Then the voice cast is just like it's just baffling the amount of stuff that this voice cast has been in. And then you look back at this and you're like, damn, you really needed that paycheck back then, huh?
Yeah, like
I feel it though.
as we mentioned, there's Frank Welker who voices the dog Chomp Chomp and also a few other like side characters. None of the other like the other one that's kind of a bigger name. It's the one who actually voiced like a relatively it's the one who voiced the asshole cat.
Mhm.
Whose name's Sourpuss. What is his name? Oh, well, Peter Cullen. There's another. There's Peter
There's
Cullen,
some
but who's in?
the guy,
Who's the
some
other
the guy who
one?
was
Yeah,
playing Clyde.
Clyde Neil
yeah,
Ross.
Neil
Neil
Ross.
Ross. Yeah.
Yeah, Neil Ross. What the hell? What are you doing here, buddy?
He's getting a paycheck, is what he's doing.
I hope that sandwich was good and plenty.
Yeah. You could get a pretty decent Subway sandwich with that.
There's nothing decent about Subway, but that's all the paycheck would get you anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what? It's good enough sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
shit. It reminds me when I got a paycheck once for working a concert where I was expected to take no donations, but Kiefer Sutherland was playing. And you know what? I got that check,
great.
and I went about my day, and that's what you got to do sometimes.
Yep. Yeah. So you got anything else to add?
Not yet. Let's. I don't want to say too many bad things about it because I feel like it'll like start eating into other people's terrible experiences.
All right. Coolio.
So I'm gonna say this. I actually kind of enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it for completely the wrong reasons. I enjoyed it because
Oh,
it is sorry.
did you play the game that we played, which was Spot the Animation Error?
No, I didn't.
I
Damn.
won.
But I
I
enjoyed
won.
it. I'm you well, congratulations. I
I
enjoyed
know.
it because it is the exact same kind of mass-produced Hanna-Barbera garbage that I used to watch as a kid every Sunday when I went to my grandma's place. So
Nostalgia.
it was in that it was kind of a weird sort of comfort food. But that's not saying that this is good. This is anything but good. For one thing, everyone has a vor fetish.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone popped up on
There's
drugs all the time.
so many close-ups of people getting eaten.
There's
Yes, it's
there are
disturbing.
some very detailed, well, not detailed, but there are some very close-up shots of Miss Pac-Man's mouth.
Yeah, well, both of them, honestly.
I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
And
all three of them because the baby gets on too.
I don't like how much Miss Pac-Man
yeah,
was making food. That upsets me.
and also the fact that Chomp Chomp sounds like he's fucking choking every time he makes a sound.
I mean, it's probably the cat got something stuck in his throat.
Something's not right. Something's not right with those animals. Those orbs.
It's Frank Welker.
Yeah.
And the last thing that I want to say is who the fuck is Mesmeron?
Uh, I don't know.
Who is Mesmeron?
Mesmeron.
Who is he? Where does he come from? Why is he there
He-
other than to get the power pellets?
Yeah, he is basically. Yeah, it doesn't make like at least when Pac-Man 2 kind of took the concept of Mesmeron and just made it like the I forgot whatever the hell what her name was. I think it was just the Ghost Witch or something like that. But
The
at
Ghost
least
Witch.
she looked like something that would actually be controlling the ghost, not like this like dude who looks like the most generic, like he looks like a Dollar Tree action figure.
The Ghost Witch, lesser cousin of the Brood Witch.
Yes, the Ghost Witch who is controls the cum monster.
No.
Kerning is important, kids.
It's not even
hate this
kerning,
show.
it's the font was bad.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh boy, oh boy.
this show
So
makes me want to play Pac-Man 2 if that says anything about it.
It says
also
more about you than
that
anything.
one
Yeah.
also that one PC Engine game, that Pac-Man game that actually has music cues
Oh,
from the
Pac
show.
So that's the funny thing is that so Pac-Land, which was an arcade game at first, which was Namco taking stuff from this show, which is weird. So it's like the case of you have a video game, which then got a cartoon, which then got a video game based on that cartoon. which is like the first case of like of this weird triangle thing. And then stuff from the show and Pac-Man or Pac-Land got turned into Pac-Man 2, also known as Hello Pac-Man Japan, which that must be a weird thing in Japan.
Hmm.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, and does the vampire actually say, "I want to chomp your balls"? Like, I listened to it 5
I
times
am
to try to
pretty
figure
sure
it
he
out.
did.
God
He
damn it.
said bones. He
A
said, "I
bone,
want to
right.
chomp your bones."
Right, it was, "I wanna chop your bones," because yeah, I think we actually had to pause that a few times and go
I
back
know
and
what he said right away, but everyone else in the call was like, "He said balls." I'm like, "No, he said bones."
It's like an Oprah situation where she
To
talks about how the vultures are waiting to pick your bone.
to be fair, that would require paying attention.
That is true. Anyway, that's me done.
Alright, Torpo.
Oh my god, this fucking show is an abysmal pile of dog shit. Like, every episode followed a very specific formula that was A, incredibly not interesting, and B, very uncomfortable. Because essentially what happened is every episode would start with the ghosts being dicks, which, like, sure, fucking whatever, ghosts be like that.
Sure.
And they start chomping things, and it's weird, and we get the chomping and the biting. And then we move on from that to the pack people getting their power pellets and torturing the ever-loving shit out of the ghosts.
They
Yeah.
really are terrible to the ghosts. Like, the ghosts are bad, but it's not like they kill people.
Yeah,
It's
The
like there's
pack,
rampant sadism among the pack people.
God, they just hate the ghosts so much.
yeah.
They should have.
Everyone
So
has a
awful.
problem in this.
It's like genuinely uncomfortable actually at times because of these things. Like
Yeah.
between the weird sadism of the pack people, including the baby, to the constant chomping and the obsession with chomping and all of the eating and the tormenting and the chomping and the
And the
tormenting.
pain.
And like every episode's like what, 10 minutes, like
Yeah, it's
every
like
actual
10 it's
story.
yeah, because I believe the episode so this actually I'm pretty sure got, because this came out, I believe, like, when it actually was aired, I wanna say it didn't air on its own. What I believe happened was that this actually aired as part of, I wanna say, an hour-long block that I believe was the Pac-Man Richie Rich Hour?
That makes sense. I
It's
think
Pac
so. I think
Yep.
you're right.
it's the
He
Pac-Man something hour.
it was paired up with Richie Rich at one point, and then at another point it was paired up with a show about an animated Rubik's Cube.
Oh,
What?
yeah, Rubik's The Amazing
Oh
Cube. Yes.
What? There was a
no!
Rubik's Cube TV show? What the
Yes.
hell?
Yes.
It was
Why?
I
terrible.
don't know.
Yeah. Uh,
Did he talk? Did she
yes.
talk?
Yes,
Yes, it did, and it was fucking insufferable.
Oh God.
It
I'm
was
gonna have
the
to look this
absolute
up.
worst thing to ever hear. You should look it up for yourself.
I'm gonna look it up.
yeah.
We should
It
we should put the Rubik's Cube on Red Rank Rhapsody so we can watch that.
Is there a
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube game? I'm sure there is.
Well
What am I talking about?
well, there's also the other thing that we could watch that's around that same concept was, so there was a thing called Saturday Supercade, which actually was, like, I think the first video game cartoon, uh, that had multiple segments based on different arcade games, one of which was Donkey Kong. I wanna say one was also Congo Bongo, I think was also that, but one was also Q*bert, in which it was a 1950s thing where all the enemies were greasers.
Oh dear.
This
Um,
is awful.
yeah, it was also the first time that there was an animated Mario, but yeah, um,
Why is this Rubik's Cube tormenting this poor Latino family?
yeah, I don't know.
Right, children.
Oh, also, so it
Run,
was
children, run! Rubik's is in town again!
It's
also
too
the
late.
also the
It's
other
too
thing
late.
was that was part of the Pac-Man Little Rascals Richie Rich show.
Ah, yes. That's true. That's true.
Regardless, though, regardless, my point is like
Yeah,
it is a show that I actually find like intensely uncomfortable to watch. Like
yeah.
it's so weird and gross and uncomfortable and shitty. I hated it. I hated every second of it. Yet I couldn't look away. It was like watching a
Yeah.
train crash in slow motion.
Yeah.
Which was also you should describe Charged Man Ken.
Yes. But yes.
Like it was awful and miserable. And I need to like, the thing we still haven't talked about yet is how horribly miserably low budget this entire affair was.
Yeah. Like when I
Yeah.
like when we were like I mentioned playing Spot the Animation Error, this was a multiple times an episode occurrence.
My
Yeah,
score
Uh,
no, and
multiplier
then
was so
everybody
high.
was really confused at one point when I went, wait, Lolo, go back, and he rewound it. We watched it again, and we saw we saw the cell move
yeah.
across the
You could
page.
see the cellophane of that cell move across the screen.
That's
It
kind of awful. I wasn't actively looking for animation errors, but
it
I wasn't, but I see
Me
every. Like, my
either.
oh,
issue is
we were seeing it just constantly just
my
because
issue is I notice everything, and it's a problem.
Yeah,
uh,
the first thing I noticed was in the baseball episode when like all of a sudden it wasn't a baseball
Every
player. It was Pac-Man.
yeah,
my
yeah.
But then
my
he
my
was in the
other favorite.
crowd.
So my other favorite error in that episode specifically was at one point there's a group of balloons. They start popping in every
Oh
frame.
yeah.
The balloons are a different color.
It's
Every
great.
frame, including the last frame when the balloon's like trying to eat the person. He
Yeah,
changes for a different color.
the half a second that you see you see them change colors. Like it changed color just briefly.
Why?
It
That
it
seems like it's much harder. Like it would take a longer time to animate it doing that.
that cell moving across the screen is almost the second worst thing that I've seen of a involving animation and a cell scene. The
I
first
see
one
you
that we'll
love
talk
Fist of the
about,
North
yeah,
Star.
when we talk about Fist of the North Star, hopefully that episode will come where you can literally see the people shaking the cell in order to animate some effect, and it looks terrible.
So good.
Oh
Sweet Lenora rocked me all over again with the earthquake.
God,
But yeah, no. So like the show is so poorly cobbled together. It's kind of depressing almost.
It hurts.
yeah,
Because
It
it's
hurts the
there's
brain.
there's zero consistency. Everything looks fucking awful at all times. And it's one of those things like this is very obviously like Hanna-Barbera back burner level shit. Like it's so bad.
Right? You can tell somebody was like, all right, I just want to get done with this fucking episode so I can go finish this Snorks episode and go the fuck home. I'm done with it. Like
yep,
somebody's just ready to be done with this. They just
yep.
want to go home and eat their lean cuisine and chill.
Eat their hot chip.
Eat their hot chip and lie in all the cash they got from Hanna Barbera.
Exactly.
Eat all this Pac-Man money.
Yeah. But
Eat-
Or
legitimately though,
use
it
the
is
Pac-Man money to buy power pellets.
God,
it
yeah,
is it is legitimately fucking awful, and I would not recommend anyone watch it.
I think
yeah,
every animator was on Power Pellets when they make this.
yeah, yeah. Power, yes. So I'll just say on my end, this show's a goddamn nightmare.
Shit fire.
It is the one thing I will say is that yeah, it is fun to just kind of clown around with other people watching it. But yeah, it is not good like at all. It is very bad. It is Hanna Barbera and the no good, very bad, terrible show.
Like we
Ugh.
can rip on it all we want, but it legitimately like was uncomfortable to watch, and the animation error stuff was at least amusing in an otherwise genuinely fucking uncomfortable show.
Oh, we didn't
Yeah,
even talk about how uncomfortable the Christmas part was. That's why we watched this.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
It
Because
was
there's a
Christmas,
yeah,
and
there-
everybody got pack pellets. Everyone,
from Santa, who was just some random white man.
yeah.
right?
It was just Santa ass Santa.
Right, just normal human Santa, not a pack Santa, just normal, normal white Walmart Santa.
Yeah, that was a fucking mall Santa and a half that they just had chilling with
Yeah.
them.
With 6 toys in his bag, like, because
Yeah,
you didn't.
all of them sucked too. One of them was a shitty raggedy doll. Like, holy fuck.
This coloring book that's been gently used. Like this wasn't Santa Goes. You picked up a homeless man outside of the mall. You need to take him back home.
Yeah.
His family is looking for him.
I'm gonna be real, I barely remember most of the episode because it was just like this
Yeah.
constant stream of non sequiturs, but
Yeah.
Nothing really happened. You found out that they hide cocaine pellets in the woods for emergencies.
Yeah. It's like forest porn, but not.
Rather just go watch Lord of the G-String again.
Yeah.
At least that movie had a plot.
But yeah, so that's
Yeah.
all I've
Uh,
got to say at the moment.
yeah. And that's really all I gotta say at the moment too. Does anyone have anything else actually to add?
Go watch Charge Man Kid instead. If you want to do
Don't.
Yeah,
something
they,
cursed, just go in deep.
uh, I've- God, I've watched a few episodes of that, and that is at least 5 minutes long per
Mm,
episode.
yes, it is.
It's 5 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
Yeah. At least it's not 10 minutes of my life I will never get back.
At least you don't got dynamite in the brain.
God. Yeah. So does anyone actually have anything to add, or can we actually just go to ranking this?
Rank.
Coolio,
Yeah.
you got anything you want to say? What was it?
I said I got nothing.
All right.
I don't know.
All right.
Like, yeah, I could say more, but essentially just be us talking back and forth about the various bugs like various animation errors we saw.
I mean, might as well
Pac-Man
be bugs.
bad.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna rank this using our normal 1 to 21 scale with the 3 extras, which may actually come into play here. So yeah, with 1 being absolute mastercraft, can't really make any additions to it to make it better. Just basically pinnacle of its genre. To 21, which was absolute garbage, not even fun to watch. Ironically, it is just a very bad thing in general. So Donut, what would also I will also say because it might actually come into play. There's also our 3, I guess, bonus rankings. 69, which is weird. Like it is weird to describe, but also somewhat actually kind of good. Just really weird. 420, which is I there really isn't even. It's really hard to actually rank. And 666, which is Fascinating Nightmare, which is a show that is bad but kind of fun to watch nonetheless. Very cursed. So Donut, what would you give this?
Giving between 20 and 666. Oh god, well, Charge Man doesn't actually have a game, so it's just how did this happen? I gotta
Uh,
give it a 666. How did this happen?
all right. Coolio.
Uh, I gotta agree with Donut. It's like this that there is kind of a market for people who just want to watch absolute complete train wreck garbage like this. This is a fascinating nightmare.
All right. Torpo.
Yeah, I say 666 100% every little fiber of my being. Like it
Yep.
is a deeply intensely cursed fucking show.
So just to also point in comparison for those who are listening and do not have the list up, 666 is also shared by Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I
Yes,
say that
sir.
this absolutely belongs in the same category. Not nearly as fetishy as Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but
Well,
still
you see,
cursed.
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was a lot more
Yeah,
diverse in its
yeah.
fetishes.
Exactly.
Actually,
Yeah,
the
it was
thing is,
very diverse.
its fetishes were diverse. This one has one very specific one.
This is the Vor Man, Vor cartoon, Vor Barbera.
Delicious hard vor.
This is you want Vor, you got it.
Yeah.
Hard vor.
Yep. All right. So, Pac-Man 19. What episode is this even? I don't know because the Slayer's going to throw this off. I think this is episode
The Slayers.
59.
50,
Just
50
hearing the name of something better is just like
This
it's
is
just a panacea for the mind. Panacea, whichever. It feels good.
Panacea.
I'm going to say 58, and I don't care if it's wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 58.
Okay, 1982. Director off. I'm just going to put Hanna Barbera, even though I'm sure I That's going to be how I'm going to spell it.
Oh,
TV.
William Hanna, Joseph Barbera. Good enough.
Let's see, Hanna Barbera. They know when I say Hanna Barbera. You know. Tone. Uh, I guess whimsical.
Strange.
I probably
Sure.
content. No. Do we want to give? Okay, so what do we want to give for charms for music, charm, cinematography, storytelling, action, and art. Well, first off, right off the bat, cinematography is getting a thumbs down.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'd say
Saw
art is
that.
getting a thumbs down. I would also the thing is that the music's not bad. I just like it because it was used in Pac-Land, and I like Pac-Land.
Music's
But
Reasonable.
music's okay. I mean, it's pretty standard Hanna-Barbera fare, but it's not terrible.
yeah, we can leave it blank. Charm. Do we want to give thumbs
God,
down to the charm?
can you put like a little screamy face there?
Yes, I can actually. There we go. The storytelling is also. I would also say
What
that's bad.
storytelling?
Where's
Yeah.
the story? What's happening?
And then action, which I would just leave that blank because I mean I don't know if that even counts for this.
I feel like the action is dependent on what you personally consider action. And we'll leave it at that.
All right, so yays and nays. Let's just figure out what the nays are.
There's one that's labeled "Someone's Got a Fetish."
Yeah, that's the one I
Mhm.
was thinking of putting in
Should
there.
should we retroactively put that on
Yes,
Adventures too?
yes, I thought I actually did do that. Oh, it is on there already.
Oh, it is.
Yep,
Yeah,
it
I
is the one
didn't
nay
see
it
it
has.
there. I wasn't 100% sure if that was the one, but yeah, that's totally the one. Sorry.
All right. So, is there any other nays we can think of?
Ooh. Shoehorned elements from games, kind of.
Yes, actually, I can get down with that.
Is basically just a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, but we also have to make it clear that
Yep,
it's Pac-Man.
it's Power Pellets instead of Scooby Snacks.
I don't like how Miss Pac-Man's ribbon is the wrong color. It's like not
Yeah,
deep enough pink and it's not red enough red.
yeah. All
He
right.
had one job.
Yeah, I think that is pretty good.
Looks good to me.
So yes, we now have a new 666, which actually, oddly enough, is also sorted in its right proper place, thankfully. All right, so there, that was Pac-Man 1982.
We still need to find something to fill into those other two specialty ranks.
Well, that's going to be a little difficult, but I'm sure I could think of something.
I believe
Anyway,
in you.
yeah. Anyway, before we head out, Donut, is there anything you want to plug?
I'll plug myself once again. No pun intended. Hi, my name is Donut. You can follow me on Twitter at donut_secret or follow me on Twitch at donut secret. Come check me out as I play games and cause chaos. That's all I
All
got.
right, all right, coolio.
Yes, there is first the Let's Play group that I'm a part of, Low Bias Gaming at lowbiasgaming.net, and also my radio show / podcast, Square Wave Symphony, your home for video games, chiptunes, and all things weird and geeky, which can be found at lowbiasgaming.net /squaresim, and also at squaresim on Twitter.
All right, Torpo.
Twitch.tv/torpotypist and at torpotypist on Twitter. And what I would love to plug is the fucking gaping hole left in my memory left by this.
Wouldn't we all?
Let's chomp those memories out.
All
Keep
right,
putting those power pellets, buddy.
all right. So that's it for Pac-Man. Next week we got something more interesting, which is that's not a very high bar. Next week we are finishing our look at the first season of Slayers, which is just called Slayers. So that'll be next week, and I'm guaranteeing you that'll probably go higher than this. Which that's not saying much because it's practically at the bottom of the list. I mean, numerically speaking, it is. That'll be much more enjoyable than this was. Tune in for that one. Have a good night. Or
Night.
whatever it is when you're listening to this.
Night, have a wonderful time.
Goodbye.
If you would like to look at the full list of rankings for yourself, please visit r3.ldp.life and go to the Media Delta List tab. If you would like to watch Media Delta's sister show, Retro Rank Rhapsody, you can either watch at youtube.ldp.life or by tuning into twitch.tv/LoadToPuzzlo at 7:30 p.m. on Fridays, 2:30 p.m. on Saturdays, and 1 p.m. on Sundays. All those times are from the Eastern U.S. time zone. If you would like to discuss this episode with the community, you can do so by joining our Discord server which you can do so by going to discord.ldp.life. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you tune in for our next episode.